bien, señores, ahora vamos a trabajar un poquito de la opinión de otro experto al respecto de todo lo que involucra este tipo de eventos tan grandes, así como la cultura de armas. Vamos a cambiar obviamente inglés, van a tener por acá algunos subtítulos. So Rob, being here during 30 years so far, what do you think it's, in what terms these kind of events help to the Gulf country?
I appreciate you saying so far. I may make it to the next one still.
Yeah.
So, I think it's just incredibly important that the industry has a place to come together, to exchange ideas, to exchange information, to learn from each other, to create competition as well, right? So this is an industry event. It's all business to business, which means there's a lot of new products being shown. You know, here at G-Code, we just saw a teaser on their new level 2, level 3 retention holster options. There's going to be other companies that come here and they see it and they get ideas and they say, oh, maybe we can do something like that. That brings everybody up, right? So while from an independent, pure business idea, it's like, well, no, we all want to keep everything secret and be over here. The reality is you have to come to a show like this and market. You have to meet the retailers. People who have shops like yourself have to be able to order the stuff. So when you're doing that, you create an environment of really competition and collaboration. And that's why these trade shows are so important.
Great, I 100% agree with you. Now, since you've been already in Mexico a few years with us, what do you think is what the Mexican gun culture needs?
I think, and you're a leader here, right? You have really stepped up and made it clear that this is something that Mexican gun owners should be doing, training and education. They should be going to the ranges together. They should be working on their skills. They should be celebrating the fact that they are responsible gun owners that are getting training and trying to be better prepared to use their guns, and for sport and competition as well, just to have fun with guns. I feel like just watching from afar and talking to you and talking to a lot of other students in Mexico, that people have been, I don't want to say afraid, but maybe not sure if it was going to be wrong to go put out an advertisement that says we're all getting together on the range on Saturday, we're going to do some training so that we're better prepared to defend our families and ourselves if we need to with these guns that we obviously own. I don't want people to be afraid of having that conversation. And one of the things, the word we use is normalize. I don't know if it translates.
Yeah, it is.
But we want to make it normal for people that own guns to train and practice with them. And you know what that'll do? It'll make it normal to own guns, and we'll have more people that are more responsibly armed.
Of course, and if we have more advocates, of course, we can push more into more changes in laws and developments on this so needed, stuff that it's firearms. In Mexico, it's not things sometimes about, fashion stuff or sport. It's even for some uses a need for survival.
Absolutely.
So people need to be encouraged, take their constitutional and human rights to defend themselves and pretty much know everything about the most educated way possible. So last question is, what do you think in general about everything that's going on in the world, about the gun culture in general? So what are the next challenges that you can see?
It's interesting. I think the biggest challenge to the gun community right now is in the space of private gun making. 3D printed guns, 3D printed gun parts, kits, things to do. In the United States, this has been the #1 area that has been attacked. Responsible gun owners who buy guns, do background checks, they order guns, they go to the gun shop, all these things. They've owned guns for years. Now they're building their own guns at home, 3D printed, completely legal in most states in the US, but it's being demonized, it's being attacked as if this is a horrible thing. Now, in a lot of other countries where people don't have the freedom to manufacture their own guns, this is something we want to fight for. We're not saying for people to do something that's illegal. We're saying to make the fight happen, to make it legal, to make it more accessible for people, because you said something very important. Human right.
Yep, it is.
Universally, in international law, in every culture in the world, the right to defend yourself is respected and celebrated and protected by everybody. The idea that you cannot be hurt by someone else and not have a right to defend your autonomy. The problem is the means to defend yourself from an armed attacker is often restricted all around the world. And we're trying to change that. The way we change that, being responsible and being out loud. Being proud, being in the public, being responsibly armed, getting the training, getting the education, and for the private gun makers, the same thing. Understanding what's legal, what's safe, and doing it responsibly. So I think that's an area that we're being attacked here in the US, and I think we have to make it universally accepted in the US before we can hope to expand the right to make your own guns, as by the way, people have done for hundreds of years all around the world.
Exactly.
Right? That's how this all started. To get that right to be accessible to people in other countries, we're going to have to make it just absolutely unquestionably part of our gun rights here in the U.S.
Well, as always, you have the answers, man. Thank you so much for everything.
Thank you so much.
See you soon in Mexico.
Yes, looking forward to it.
Thank you.